Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're ranking all 8 Rocky and Creed films. So not much else to say, but yeah, I'm gonna hang up that poster. I said I was gonna do my Creed 2 review, and I'll be keeping track of time hopefully, that kind of thing. So not much to say, but we can get started with that. Don't forget to check out my Rocky playlist with all the reviews, and here's double-sided tape, so it'll be much easier. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. And I'll be doing some decent edits. I'm going to have to move everything. Oh, that's going to be a pain. So, let's get started with that. Okay, so by the way, that took me about 9 minutes, and here it is. It's a new Star Wars poster here. Here's a clear glimpse at it. So here we have a Marauder henchman from Solo Star Wars story. This came in this little speeder thing with Tobias Beckett, actually. You can remove this. He has no face, or she, I don't know. I really do like this figure. Nice little blaster pistol right there. It's a bit blurry. I can't pinpoint why. Let me try something. Sometimes it might come out a little bit. It's a little odd right now. Oh, there you go. So I really do love that printing on the front and in the back. That it looks awesome. Love the little wires that come out. It looks great. Love the little white things right there. The brown, the white, the brown, and the black, and the red go really well. Not the black. I guess there's some black in the back right here, but not really. And really do like the back printing. I love the little mud design. What is that? Is that a mud design? I can't tell. And really do love the wires and the brown rope thing, whatever it is. I wish the printing was continuing on the side, but that's fine. This is a great figure. Looks cool at the blaster pistol. Hold on. If I could do effects and I could do the pew pew thing, I would. Maybe I'll learn to do that later. I don't know. So anyway, yeah, that's this figure for this week. And by the way, keep in mind, the Millennium Falcon crew, there is a new one. Not going to tell you what it is. When I get back from San Diego, I'll be doing the next Millennium Falcon crew in my MCU films ranked. There probably will be 2 parts to it because I might talk quite a bit about them. So, yeah, that's this figure. So, yeah, and Rocky 5. I don't like this movie. So this is the only one I'd say it's a bad movie, like a legit bad movie. I've never liked Rocky 5. I saw it back in January, December, whenever I saw it, when I was binging the franchise. It was December, by the way, and I was just like, oh my god, really? Like, the way they resolved the cliffhanger, the way they did the thing from Rocky 4, it was interesting. I just didn't like it, because it just made, like, all the stuff in Rocky 4, it didn't make it matter a bit more, but too much, because, like, it made Rocky quit boxing, which I kind of like that he did do that, but in this movie, but it didn't help the movie at all. It did kind of help the situation, but it didn't help it. And the way that he looked really just as bad in this movie as he did like when he was fighting Apollo Creed in Rocky 2. So really odd. I feel like in Rocky 4 they were it looked like they were not going to do that, and then here, they did it, and it doesn't work. And I heard Sylvester Stallone actually gave this a 0, and it's easily my least favorite Rocky film. A 4 out of 10, that's not very good. So, I don't like this movie. I think it's pretty bad. But I don't think it's horrible. It's watchable. Like, I do enjoy some of the stuff, like, I do enjoy some parts of the training montage, specifically when Rocky is training Tommy. I thought that was fine. And this movie, I can see why some people say it's not that bad, but to me, it's not. It's definitely not good. I don't like the fact that there was a street fight at the end. And also, the problem with the street fight, it's not so much that it does happen, but it's the fact that you, in a street fight, you'd also kick someone. You wouldn't just say punch, 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 punch. You could do that with boxing gloves, actually. But still, I wish they just had a normal fight in the ring. They could do like what they did with maybe like Ivan Drago or Clubber Lang, where they like scheduled a fight. Maybe not on Christmas, but like sometime. And also, is it just me or does it feel like that Rocky is not Rocky, Tommy? No, not Tommy. Robert Balboa, or Rocky Jr. technically, looks so much older than he did back in Rocky 4. Rocky 4, he looks like he was in kindergarten. Now it looks like he's in middle school. I guess he might be, but like, I guess unless this is a legit 5-year difference, then maybe it is. I don't know. If it's not, then that makes no sense. So very odd thing to do, and it removes most of the heart from the rest of the Rocky movies. It still has it, but it just kind of removes most of it that was in from Rocky 1 to 4. I know I'm rambling at this point. It's not horrible. It's watchable. If you ask me to watch the anime, it's like, oh, fine, whatever. But you're not gonna see a smile on my face. Creed 2. This is probably the hardest one to place on this list. This and Rocky Balboa and Rocky 3, actually. Honestly, like, this is still a great movie. There's a huge difference from Rocky 5 to this. I mean, I give this, like, a 7.8 or 7.9 out of 10. That, I give, like, a 4 out of 10. Like, the thing I just don't really like about the movie is just the drama and the story structure. That's kind of what, like, drops it for me. But seeing the Dragos back was awesome. The fights are pretty good too. The performances are also pretty good. Seeing what Rocky's going through, and I love the end with his son. There's great stuff in this movie. I just don't love it. Like I think this is a great example of a movie that has a lot of great elements, but there's a lot of bad elements. Like it's your type of favorite food, basically, with an element that you just don't like. That's kind of how I feel about this movie. It was almost there if it just took a bunch of that stuff out and maybe replaced it with some better stuff. And I think if they just did that, this would be probably top 4, top 5. I don't know. But for now, it's number 7. I still really like it. I can understand why people love it, but I have problems with it. 5 for me were tied, but I give Rocky 3 at number 6. I don't think I enjoyed this one quite as much as I did on first watch. I don't know what it was. I think I was just more in the mood for like Rocky 4, so I was like, you know what, I'll just put this on, then I can just go watch Rocky 4 later. I think that's kind of how I felt. And my biggest problem with this movie, it is way too short. Like, this movie, like, literally, the first fight happens halfway through the movie, and this movie feels very short. Like, it's only an hour and 40 minutes. It should have been at least maybe an hour and 50. Maybe not as long as the first 2 Rocky movies were, but at least an hour and 50 minutes. It's only like an hour and 40, and that hurts the film quite a bit. Where, like, you could have, like, they should have done some more stuff with the training montage, stretch that part of the film out. They made it, like, that part of the film was only, like, 15 minutes. That should have been, like, at least maybe 30. So, add maybe, like, 20 more minutes to the movie. This would have been much better. Clubber Lang, I didn't enjoy him quite as much as I did the first watch. I love how, like, overconfident he is. I just love that element about him. I think I still place him in the same spot as I did on the Rocky villains ranked on that script. I might move him up. I did recently rewatch Rocky 2, 3, and 4. So, Rocky 2 and 3 I kind of have new thoughts on. So, I might go more in depth with these. So, I mean, the final fight, my big problem with it is just, like, I don't love all the close-ups of the face. Like, instead of just doing these big shots, it's doing like this. And it kind of is a little odd. Although, this is the only movie where it feels like Rocky just feels, like, so sarcastic. I guess he kind of has that in Rocky 4 and Rocky 4 a little bit, but not as much. Like, it's just kind of weird in this movie, like, how sarcastic he is, especially in the final. Yeah, and I'll like him enjoying the fame. That's just kind of not really what I wanted out of this kind of character. But it's still a great movie. Really do enjoy it. Love the little Rocky statue. And what Paulie does is, I feel like Paulie's an interesting character because, like, he does so many things. Like, I think I mean, they work for the first four Rockies, and then Rocky 5. You know what? I can't deal with it. Like, he just does so many weird things. Like, he literally threw a bottle at a Rocky pinball machine. Literally, it is a Rocky pinball machine. Like, it literally had Rocky Balboa's face on it. So, that was a little weird. So, I mean, I still do really like Rocky 3. I still really enjoy it. Don't enjoy it quite as much. I think I'd bump it down maybe to like an 8.1 instead of like an 8.4 or 8.3, whatever I gave it. So, I still really enjoy it, but it's not quite as good as some of the others. Number 5, we have Rocky Balboa. I give Rocky Balboa just the slight edge over Rocky 3, just because it just had better character stuff. Rocky 3 didn't quite have that. This movie 100% did, and I really do enjoy it. The boxing element is really what kind of drops it for me. I just didn't really care for that. Mason Dixon, or Dixon, as I like to call him, was not a good villain. Him and Tommy Gunn, just, no, they're nothing compared to Apollo Creed, Clubber Lang, and Ivan Drago, at least at the time. And it just didn't work. I just don't think it quite worked 100%. Like, the training montage is alright. It's pretty short, but yeah, love Duke's speech right there. And him getting a dog is pretty interesting. Meeting some characters from the first film. The conversations with his son, it kind of improved on a lot of stuff that Rocky 5 said that ended from the franchise. This movie literally was like an apology letter to it, and that really worked. And it made like Rocky's character up just a bit better. Sylvester Stallone might have given his best performance ever in this movie, and I'll leave the rest of the stuff to my review. So really do enjoy this film, but the boxing element, you know, you didn't handle it. I could have done that without. But it's kind of interesting to see Rocky box one more time, and I don't really care for the final fight, and I don't like the black and white stuff. It's very weird. But I love kind of the farewell to the franchise. It kind of feels that way. And it kind of feels like a middle chapter between the Rocky films and then going into the Creed ones. So that was nice. I mean, Rocky 2, I really did enjoy it quite a bit more on second watch than I did on first watch, because I don't know what it was. I was just having a great time. I might have been just my mood, but like, I think the first half is great. Like, seeing Rocky getting all of these jobs really worked for me. I thought a lot of that stuff that really, like, that kind of annoyed me. The first watch, I thought I was kind of bored by. The second watch, and like, I just cared about all this stuff. I was having fun with that. Seeing Rocky just try out for these ads, it's kind of funny in the movie. It's just kind of funny. And seeing him getting another jobs, and then his relationship with, what's her name, Adrienne, really well done in this movie. The stuff with Apollo, great. Love kind of the little stuff that Rocky's going through involving him not being able to box as well as he did in the first film. And then you kind of see, there's kind of two training montages in this movie. Second one's a little better. Love that sequence where he's running with the kids. I absolutely love the training montage in this movie. And I mean, just a great movie. The final fight's awesome. And probably the best final fight we've gotten from this franchise, and I have to fix that poster. So Rocky 2, awesome film. I really loved on second watch. First watch, I thought it was alright. And then I thought it was still a good movie, but I didn't love it. And then second watch, I really loved it. Honestly, I think this is a great movie. Doesn't quite make the top 3 just because I don't think it's as good, but it is number 4, it's still a great movie. Although when I said I love Rocky 2, I really like it. I can't say I love Rocky 2. I can't say I legit love it. I said this movie's awesome. I don't quite mean that. But anyway, yeah, Rocky 4, really do enjoy Rocky 4. It's such a fun film. The thing I just enjoy about it is I just love the 80s cheese to it. So, like, it just brings a nice, fun element to the Rocky franchise. I kind of wish Rocky 3 kind of carried some stuff from the first two. Rocky 4 just went all out insanity, and I love it. The only thing I really hold from this film is the score and the pop songs. Yeah, that does not work at all. It hurts the film so much because it could have been great. And, I mean, the score could have been great, but it just hurts it quite a lot. But the training montage is awesome. Ivan Drago's a great Rocky villain. And I really enjoy kind of what Rocky's going through. Apollo's Creed death worked a little better on rewatch. And this one's probably the most rewatchable of all the Rocky films. I've seen this film already 3 times in the span of I don't know, 3 months, however long, 3 months. And I really do enjoy this movie. And honestly, that's why it's at number 3. Runner-up, we have Creed. My only problem I've ever had with Creed, just the train montage doesn't quite work, but it's a very nice character study on Apollo's son, seeing all of that stuff, and that really works for me. I don't really have any big flaws with this movie. I mean, I don't think it's as rewatchable as some of the other Rocky movies, but it really works because Michael B. Jordan does a great job seeing on what he's at in that facility, not a Felicity. That was my mistake. Sorry, guys. And I mean, I really do enjoy it. Like the final fight's pretty good. I really liked Ricky Conlon as a villain. Opponent. What the hell? Opponent. It worked for me, and I really do enjoy this movie. It's just not quite up like at top. It's not going to be number 1 pretty much ever. And this is probably the hardest one I had to place because there's between Rocky 2, Rocky 4, and Creed. Between those 4, between those 3, I just couldn't decide. The funny thing about this list is that, I knew my number 1 was going to be, and I knew what my number 8 was going to be. And then number 7, 6, and 5, I kind of had trouble placing between each other. And then 2, 3, 4, same thing. But just up there. I knew that Rocky 4, Rocky 2, and Creed, or Rocky 7, I guess. So, I mean, I knew that they were going to be the top 4, and number 2, 3, and 4 as I was making this list. I just knew that. And then eventually, yeah, that's true. And then I just didn't know where to put Rocky. I thought, I knew Creed 2, maybe number 7. And then, yeah, I'll stop talking about that. Anyway, Creed, great movie, great stuff. And Tessa Thompson's character is quite a bit better in this movie than it was in Creed 2. And I really do enjoy it. Yeah, easily number 1 for me is the original Rocky. Nothing is going to beat this movie. The only one I think maybe could beat it, maybe Rocky 4. I highly doubt it. But I just really like this one. A nice character study on who Rocky Balboa was. A very nice underdog story. And really do enjoy Apollo Creed as the villain in this movie. Not as much. He wasn't as good in this movie as he was in Rocky 2. Or even when he became friends with Rocky in Rocky 3. And honestly, I just think it's a great movie. I think this movie is built around the relationship between Rocky and Adrian. Really liked all of that stuff. Just awesome stuff. Paulie as a character was pretty good. And I think Mick was still a good character here. The characters are all great. Everything about this movie is great. I think this is an awesome film. So it comes in at number 1. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and comment down below. And I'll see you guys next time. Adios, amigos.